businesses are tech-enabled, but focused on people and helping societies and people. There is a mic next to you. I would love to hear what you see as the trend in this space of crowdfunding. I spend a lot of my time in the innovation space, so crowdfunding in my head has always been associated with VC and early stage capital, and it was incredibly moving the day I discovered Phoenix and realized you could crowdfund a future. So what is the future looking like at Phoenix, and what sort of trends are you seeing in this space?
I think what has been the most interesting thing about crowdfunding and the way in which we do it and the most rewarding is that it's finally a platform that specializes and enables students to tell their own story. It's not other organizations assuming what their needs are. It's not other people assuming how to put them out there. But students get to feel empowered. They don't feel pressured to point out their poverty, which has a whole other range of stigma and dynamics attached to it. But students are able to say, this is why I'm investment worthy, this is who I am, and we enable that process, we connect them to donors that care, and it's really centered around value alignment, because the generation that we are and that is emerging, we care about value alignment. It's not just about the money, it's not just about the degree, it's about where am I purpose driven, where can I contribute, where can I pay it forward? And it's amazing to see so many donors, so many students being able to match and support one another and really just take this community and our country forward.
Yeah, wow. Cara, I think that's an excellent insight. So we're talking a lot about tech, and Sasha, we're going to come to you now, taking your tech and changing an industry and shaking it up. But your insight is less about tech and more about this consciousness that the world is moving into. And it's been a predominant theme in every single one of these showcases we've had. People are shifting towards purpose. And perhaps that's a note for corporates. You guys behind the screen planning projects, this needs to be part of the DNA of how we plan projects. Sasha, purpose. People are looking for more than a job now. So what are you seeing? You're scanning 34 million people to find the perfect placement. What are people looking for now? There's entrepreneurs here who are going to have to scale up their workforces. It's not easy. You think it's just about having enough money and having the job spec. You learn it's not about that at all. What are your insights?
So entrepreneurs don't have enough time, and that's generally always the problem. And Steve Jobs says, your most important job is hiring the best. And as entrepreneurs, if you do hire the best, your business grows. You don't have a business unless you've got the right people and the right jobs. And getting that right often takes a lot of time. You know, that's a full study of 33 hours, continuous hours to hire one person. Sure. And I can tell all the entrepreneurs in this room don't have 33 hours to hire one person. So AI used the tech to shorten that process. And remember, unfortunately, it's a candidate market. What COVID did to the market is candidates are interviewing us, not us to them. And that's why HR has changed. You know, the people in the businesses and the corporates have had to think differently, allow hybrid models, allow remote working. And startups have a leg up on corporates. Corporates are very structured still on, you will come in on a Monday and Tuesday, you can be off on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and work from home, with a lot of the big corporates, where startups don't really have offices. So, you know, they can go and work from home. So you've got a level up with a lot of the candidates in the market. So use that to your advantage. Your benefits don't have to be a big salary. And that's where candidates are looking for the purpose side of where does it suit my lifestyle.
Yeah. And I think what we've seen just by the showcase today is there are so many leaders creating meaningful work opportunities, a space where your fulfillment as a human being and as an income generator can live in one space. So thank you for pointing out that there is sort of a head of the curve in terms of what entrepreneurs can offer. Let's talk about Mind Retire. My favorite part of the video, your business can only grow as big as your mindset does. It's a powerful statement. It's a really powerful statement. And I think as an entrepreneur, when you're running around trying to just get the cash flow going and close the deals and keep the rent paid and keep the staff paid, you can really get stuck in a rut. And it's got to be quite intentional to get out there and grow to the next level from a mindset point of view. What have you experienced? What lessons are you seeing?
You know, the one thing I have noticed over the 30 years experience in business is we can come up with great concepts and great business opportunities, but when we are not aware of how we show up or how we do business, first with how we believe within ourselves, we sometimes can actually be stuck. So we become our own bottleneck. But having said so as well, we have what we call the blind spot. Many of us in the room here, we all have blind spots. And that based on the conditioning of how we were schooled, how we were raised, and how our view to the world. And we could think that we are doing well or we are actually giving our best, only to realize that our way of doing things, it becomes the very thing that we need to change.
Yeah.
So what we do as Mind Retirement, we are really helping people to stand out of their own way by bringing more awareness in terms of areas that they need to develop on and areas that they need to grow into, especially when they become best version of themselves. Yeah. And we realized that having to work with people, especially in the corporate space, it's sometimes limiting because people are always conditioned to be in the four-walled environment. Yeah. We want to take people into spaces so that they can have a mind vacation and see themselves in the future before they even manifest whom they want to become. So this is why Mind Retirement is really a concept that I realized is futuristic, because it's not only about you now, it's about you. Who are you in the future and who are you becoming?
That's powerful. And I think what we're seeing is lots of businesses, as all these businesses grow per industry, the support service industry will grow. So the HR that's required, but a new type of HR. The growth and coaching that's required, but a new type to learn how to think. And then thinking, how do we actually fund these people and believe in them? So thank you for creating these businesses, for having the passion to do them. Thank you to everyone in the room for having the passion to do it. I have got a small notice to say that those behind the screen might be cut off shortly. But we are just going to have a chat about the upcoming businesses in residence and a word of thanks. So we're very close to the end of our program. But for those that are on our virtual screen, perhaps what I liked from your takeout was, let's think about how we show up, not just now, but how we show up going forward in the future. And that's really good food for thought. Cara, I'm going to give you one shout out. How do people in this room fund a student? Come, do your shout out.
Okay. Well, let me just say that we are just about to hit our 3,000 mark of students that are currently fundraising on Phoenix for their studies. So please go to our website. It's www.phoenix.org and donate to a student. It's not just the STEM students. It's not just the A students. Many of us aren't A students, be honest, when you are at studies. But it doesn't mean that you aren't successful. It doesn't mean that you aren't driven. It doesn't mean you don't have grit. We support all our students. It's about making it accessible to all, and you can be a part of that change. You can be a part of a student graduating, getting their certificate, and maybe one day being in this room, contributing to the next generation. So please do your part, because we're all a part of the solution. We've been speaking about community and collaboration the entire day, so let's put our money where our mouth and our hearts are. Thank you.
Thank you, Cara. Thank you. It's something close to my heart, and I'm sure everyone has the same story. My father really thought that I would marry a farmer and work for the local newspaper. That really was my destiny. I have a lot of gratitude to NSFAS for allowing me to go study, and I have a lot of gratitude to a law firm that topped that up in a bursary. So I know what it takes in terms of how radically your life can change, and I wouldn't be sitting here today without support of people believing in me studying. So I will be signing up. That's my commitment. Come find me. All right.
And there's tax benefits.
And there's tax benefits, guys.
You're giving.
Right. Okay, so do some good. Get hold of Cara. Hire some phenomenal people. Get hold of Sasha. And Mind Retirement, Puleletso. I think we all could do with a lot more of this in our life. Thanks very much, ladies.